They called it a solution, a business deal, survival. In a world of cold marble and calculated moves, I was just a signature, a shadow in a mansion that didn't even know my name. They told me I wasn't enough, so I stopped trying to be. He married a ghost to save a legacy. He looked at me every day, but he never actually saw me. Now, he'll have to face the woman who finally brought herself back to life. Because some things are only beautiful when they are finally seen. Invisible. The massive cathedral in the heart of the city seemed to have forgotten to breathe that morning. Hundreds of guests squeezed between marble columns, leaning in to whisper to one another in their silk dresses, while the air was thick with expensive perfumes and a faint scent of unease. Light filtering through the stained glass windows cast colorful shadows onto the white carpet laid down the center of the main aisle. Everything was perfect. Everything was calculated, but nothing was for Mia. Standing before the mirror in the bridal suite, Mia didn't recognize the expression on her face. The wedding dress was breathtaking, hand-embroidered lace, layers of pearl-encrusted tulle, a custom-fitted corset. But it sat on her body like a stranger. It felt like a costume belonging to someone else's life. The makeup artist had turned her face into a work of art. Her cheekbones were contoured, and her eyes were emphasized with dramatic lines. But what she saw in the mirror was that familiar uncertainty, the feeling of not being enough. She had known Liam Blackwood since they were children, in that old house on the edge of the small town, while their families lived side by side. That quiet boy would sit on the garden wall and read books. Mia, on the other hand, was the girl who ran through the dirt, constantly sporting a new scrape on her cheek. Liam always seemed like he wasn't looking at her, but Mia was looking. She was always looking. Years later, when her family went bankrupt and Liam's father, the owner of Blackwood Holdings, offered them a solution, Mia already knew the answer. Marriage, partnership, survival. There was only one reason Liam was marrying her, to settle the family debt. There was only one reason Mia was marrying him, to save her family. Love had never been part of the equation. The door opened softly. Mia's mother slipped in, wearing her usual strained smile. "Are you ready, sweetheart?" she asked. But her voice wasn't warm. She was hopeful. She was desperate. "Everything looks flawless. The Blackwoods are downstairs. Everyone is waiting for you." Mia nodded. There were no words to say. She ignored the faint shame in her mother's eyes, the shame of knowing her daughter was being sold this way. But everyone sacrificed something to survive. Mia was simply sacrificing herself. Downstairs, in the middle of the crowd, Liam Blackwood stood waiting at the altar. His shoulders were squared, his hands joined in front of him, his face like stone. He was 32, handsome, sharp jaw, black hair always meticulously combed, but he was cold. There was nothing in his eyes, no expectation, no excitement, only a hollow sense of duty. When the music started, Mia began her walk. The main aisle seemed to stretch on forever. Every step was filled with whispers. The elderly women in the front row leaned toward each other, gossiping. "Poor thing, she's so lucky." "Into the Blackwood family? Of course she is. But haven't you looked? That woman isn't striking at all. I can't believe Liam chose her. He didn't choose her, his father did, for business." Mia kept her head high. She locked her eyes on Liam. Even he wasn't looking. He was staring at the priest's hand as if Mia wasn't even there yet. The ceremony was short and soulless. Vows were read, rings were exchanged. Liam pressed his lips to Mia's forehead. It wasn't even a kiss, just a touch, an obligation. The crowd applauded, but even the clapping sounded mechanical. No one was happy. Everyone was merely relieved. The reception was held at the Blackwood Manor. The light hanging from crystal chandeliers in the high-ceilinged grand ballroom shimmered against the gold walls. Guests clinked champagne flutes, gathered in small clusters. Mia's hand was on Liam's arm, but they didn't really touch. While standing side by side, Liam spoke with business partners. Mia tried to keep a smile on her face. "Congratulations, Mrs. Blackwood," said an elderly woman, scanning Mia from head to toe. "What an expected match." Mia thanked her. The woman had already turned away. The same scene repeated throughout the night. Polite faces, but cold eyes. Congratulations, but subtle stings. Mia belonged nowhere. In the Blackwood world, surrounded by luxury, power, and prestige, she was just a signature, a deal, a necessity. Liam didn't say a single word. He didn't even turn his head all night. He stood beside Mia, but he wasn't there. There was no honeymoon. The next morning, Liam went to work. Mia wandered through the empty hallways of the grand house alone. The walls were marble, the floors were velvet, but everything was dull. The maids came and went silently. No one spoke to her. No one looked at her. The first week passed, then the second. Liam would come home in the evenings, eat his dinner, and retreat to his room. Mia slept in a separate room. There were only a few meters between their doors, but the distance between them felt like miles. One night, as Mia was heading down to the kitchen for water, she saw Liam sitting in the living room. In the dark, alone with a glass of whiskey in his hand, he was staring at the city lights through the window. Mia stopped. She didn't go in. She just watched. There was something on Liam's face. Weariness, perhaps. Maybe loneliness. But that look didn't last long. He finished his drink, stood up, and went upstairs. He never saw Mia. He never saw her. In the third month, Mia was invited to a charity event. The Blackwood family organized it every year. In a luxury hotel, wealthy women in expensive dresses gathered to write small checks in the name of charity. Mia wore a blue dress that night, unassuming, elegant, but quiet. No one noticed her. The women at the table talked amongst themselves, only offering Mia polite smiles. "I can't believe she's Liam's wife," someone whispered behind her. "Don't look at appearances. Money buys everything." "But it can't buy love." Mia didn't turn around. She just sipped the water in her glass. Her eyes burned, but she didn't shed a tear. When she returned home, Liam was in his study. Mia opened the door. "Can I talk to you?" Liam didn't look up. "I'm busy right now." "Just for a minute." "Mia," Liam said, his voice sharp and tired. "Please, another time." Mia closed the door. She went upstairs. She entered her room and looked in the mirror. She didn't know who the person she was looking at was. She was just a shadow. She was invisible. That night, lying in the dark, she made a decision. She wouldn't be invisible anymore. She wouldn't wait anymore. Everyone told her she wasn't enough. Maybe they were right, but maybe that could be changed. The next morning, Mia left the house, for the first time of her own volition, without asking anyone. A small gallery in the city center was tucked away in a quiet, peaceful spot. Mia stumbled upon it by chance. A canvas displayed in the window had caught her eye, an abstract female figure, defined by blurred lines, yet powerful. Mia went inside. The gallery owner was an elderly woman with silver hair and an elegant posture. "Welcome," she said with a warm smile. "Is this your first time here?" Mia nodded. She stood before the canvas. "This is very beautiful." "Do you see it?" the woman said, stepping closer. "It's unfinished, yet it continues to exist. It's vague, yet strong. Sometimes the most beautiful things are those that cannot be fully defined." Mia swallowed hard. "That's how I feel." The woman looked at her, really looked at her. "Then perhaps it's time to define yourself." After that day, Mia went there every day. The woman's name was Clara. She was an artist, but also a teacher. Mia asked her questions: how she started, why she made art. Clara answered, not just with words, but with silences. Mia picked up a brush. Her first strokes were childish and clumsy, but the second day was a little better. The third day, better still. With every stroke, she found a piece of herself, in the colors, in the lines, in the silence of the canvas. No one at home noticed. Liam was still going to work. Mia would go out and return in the evening. Nothing changed between them, but something was changing inside Mia. The fourth month, Mia's first painting was finished. It was an abstract portrait, a female figure, indistinct, but definitely there. Clara smiled when she saw it. This is you, the one who can't quite see herself yet, but who exists nonetheless. Mia didn't bring the painting home. She left it at the gallery. She wasn't ready yet, not ready to share. The sixth month, Mia cut her hair. Short, shoulder length. The expression on her face changed. Sharper, more attentive. She wore less makeup. Her clothes changed. Less flashy, more comfortable, but freer. The Blackwood family hosted a dinner one evening. Liam's mother, his older sister, and a few business partners were at the table. Mia sat silently and ate her meal. No one asked her anything. No one looked, but Mia didn't care anymore. At the end of the dinner, Liam's sister let out a small laugh. "Mia, don't you ever talk? Or have you lost your tongue?" A brief silence fell over the table. Mia set her glass down. She looked at the sister. "I have no reason to speak," she said in a calm voice. "No one is listening anyway." Liam looked up. For the first time, he really looked at her. Something flashed in his eyes. Was it surprise or something else? The sister kept laughing, but it was a more nervous laugh this time. Mia finished her meal, stood up, and went upstairs. No one followed her, but Liam couldn't take his eyes off her. The seventh month, Mia came across news of an exhibition. It was a competition open to young artists. Clara encouraged her. "Apply," she said. "What do you have to lose?" Mia hesitated, but that night, when she returned home, she sat in front of her canvas. She felt something. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was excitement. It didn't matter. She applied. The eighth month. Mia's painting was accepted into the exhibition. When Clara gave her the news, Mia couldn't hold back her tears. "Do you see?" Clara said. "You were always there. Someone just had to see it." The exhibition opening was on a weekend. Mia didn't tell anyone, not even Liam. What was the point? But that evening, when she returned home, Liam was standing by the living room window. He turned and looked at her. There was something in Mia's face, a radiance, life. Liam noticed. He didn't see it, but he felt it. "Where were you?" he asked. His voice sounded almost accusatory, yet curious. "Out," Mia said. She didn't feel the need to explain. Liam frowned. "You go out every day. What are you doing?" "Living," Mia said, heading for the stairs. "Mia." She stopped. She didn't turn around. "I need to talk to you." "To me?" Mia turned, surprised in her eyes. "You haven't spoken to me in 8 months. Why now?" Liam couldn't answer. His jaw tightened. Forget it," Mia said. "It doesn't matter." She went upstairs. Liam stayed there in the silence. For the first time, he felt Mia's absence. The night of the exhibition arrived. Mia wore a simple black dress and light makeup. Her stomach was in knots as she stood in the gallery. There were hundreds of people, artists, collectors, critics. Paintings hung on the walls, glowing under the lights. Clara came up to her. "Your painting is over there," she said, pointing to a corner. "Go, look." Mia went. She looked at the painting. She was there, in her painting, right in the middle, indistinct, powerful, existing. 2 women standing nearby were talking. "Who is this?" "I don't know, someone new. But it's so striking. You feel it. Do you understand? There's something about her." Mia smiled. No one recognized her, and for once, that was a good thing. Then she heard a voice, a familiar voice. She turned around. Liam was there, in the gallery. He was looking for her. Clara must have guided him. Liam's eyes landed on the painting. He stopped. He stepped closer. He read the plaque. Mia Blackwood. He turned. He saw Mia. There was something on his face. Shock, confusion, maybe even admiration. "Did you do this?" he asked, his voice low. Mia nodded. Liam swallowed. He couldn't respond, because she was right. They returned home together. The car ride was silent, but it was a different kind of silence. Liam was watching her. Mia was looking out the window. At the house, they stood at the door. Liam spoke first. "I'm sorry." She turned. "What are you apologizing for?" "For not seeing you," Liam said. "For the fact that you were there, but I never saw you." Mia blinked. Tears were welling up. "Why now?" "Because," Liam hesitated, "because I can't ignore you anymore." Mia went upstairs, but that night, as she closed her door, there was a smile on her face. In the following weeks, everything changed. Liam started asking questions at dinner about Mia's day, her gallery, her paintings. Mia answered, but she remained distant. Trust wasn't easily earned. One night, Liam came home early. Mia was in the study, working on a canvas. Liam stood in the doorway, watching. Mia noticed, but she kept going. "It's very beautiful," Liam said. Mia stopped. "Thank you." "Why did you never tell me?" "Because you weren't interested." Liam stepped inside. "I was interested." Mia set her brush down and turned to him. "No, you weren't. You were just doing your duty. You got married, you brought me to this house, you gave me your name, but you never wanted me." Liam remained silent. Then he spoke. "You're right." Mia was taken aback. "I didn't want to see you," Liam said, "because I remembered you." Mia's heart skipped a beat. "What did you remember?" "That little girl on the garden wall. You were always laughing. You were curious about everything, and I had nothing. Only silence, responsibility. You scared me, Mia, because you were alive and I wasn't." Mia swallowed. "And now?" Liam stepped closer. "Now I see you again, but this time you're stronger, more real, and I can't ignore it anymore." Mia closed her eyes. Then she opened them. "I want something from you." "What?" "Be here because you want me, not just because you see me." Liam nodded. "Okay." After that night, everything truly changed. When Liam came home in the evenings, he stood by Mia. He asked her questions and listened to the answers. Mia talked too, hesitantly at first, but she opened up. A month later, Mia received an invitation for a second exhibition, a bigger gallery this time. More people, more recognition. Liam took her there. At the end of the night, a collector wanted to buy Mia's painting. He offered a large sum. Mia accepted. On the way home, in the car, Liam touched Mia's hand, gently. "I'm proud of you." Mia looked at him. There were tears in her eyes. "Thank you." That night, for the first time, the wall between them crumbled. The 9th month, the Blackwood family hosted a grand gala. A new business deal of Liam's had been signed. All the city's elite were invited. Mia was going too, but this time was different. This time, Liam was by her side. Mia wore a red dress that night, elegant but understated. Her hair was wavy, her face natural. When she entered the ballroom, everyone turned, but this time they didn't just look at her appearance, they looked at her presence. Liam's sister approached. She was smiling, but this time it wasn't a fake smile. "Mia, you look so different." "Because I am," Mia said. Throughout the night, Mia talked, laughed, and danced. Liam was with her. He held her hand. He didn't take his eyes off her. At the end of the night, they stood on the terrace under the city lights. Liam turned to Mia. "I have to tell you something." Mia waited. "I love you." "What?" "I love you," Liam repeated. "Truly. It's not the first time, but this time is different. This time I chose. I chose you." Mia couldn't hold back the tears. Liam moved closer and rested his forehead against hers. "Will you forgive me?" Mia closed her eyes. Yes. And he kissed her, truly, for the first time. The 10th month, Mia's third exhibition opened, this time in her own gallery, under her own name. Clara watched with pride. So did Liam. Throughout the night, hundreds of people came. They looked at her paintings. They applauded. Mia stood in the middle of them. She wasn't invisible, not anymore. She was seen, and she was real. Liam approached her. He took her hand. "Are you happy?" Mia smiled. "Yes. For the first time, yes." Liam kissed her, in front of everyone, because he wasn't ashamed anymore. He wasn't hiding anymore. He couldn't ignore her anymore. Mia held him tight, and in that moment, that quiet, deep, perfect moment, everything was told. The loss, the regret, the loneliness, all of it was left behind. Only the now remained, and now was enough. At the end of the night, they went home. Mia stood before her canvas. She started a new painting. Liam sat beside her, watching. "What are you making?" he asked. "Us," Mia said. "Not how we started, but how we are." Liam smiled. "And how will we be?" Mia looked at him. "Together." And in that word, that small, simple word, was everything. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next story.